Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing on another StarCraft commentary. It's going to be set 2 between KT MagicNs against Hite Sparkyz, and now we're going to have Violet against HoGiL, or HoGiL. I'm just going to call him HoGiL. And then Moldtrap, for instance, calls him HoGiL, but I find personally HoGiL just a little bit easier. So, ZVP for you guys. This is going to be very interesting. Violet, a former 2v2 player, I believe, and HoGiL has actually been showing some very promising stuff for the Hite team. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yes. This is going to be a beast. It's going to be on Heartbreak Ridge. We're going to have Violet for KT on the 9 o'clock position as the blue protoss, and we're going to have as the teal zerg at the 3 o'clock position HoGiL. Yeah. Let's look at statistics real quick. HoGiL is actually 66% against Protoss. 10 wins, 5 losses. Has actually been doing very well against Protosses overall. So I expect some very good things from him here. And Violet is 58% against Zerg. Not as great, but still a pretty good statistic. Both players haven't been playing that much. They have under 50 games, I believe. So, looking at statistics, I'm not a person that judges by statistics until a player has triple-digit games. Then I really start, I start judging a little bit past 50, but after 100, then I think statistics really become rounded out, and the player has been around a while, so it kind of just starts showing really what kind of player they really are. But yeah, overall, I gotta say, we really look forward to what these players go for here. A drone scout being sent out there by HoGiL, because there is, of course, very long distance to travel. This is a 2-player map, but a very long distance to travel, so drone scouts are actually very necessary. Just going around actually scouting for some cheese, because cheese is always dangerous. There's a lot of positions to put on cheese, and actually getting a overpool, I believe. Going for an overpool build here. On the opposite side, probe also coming in just now. Gonna spot what's going on there. Drone now coming on the other side. I assume we're gonna see a Forge Fast Expand as is usual by Protoss. This map is allows Forge Fast Expand pretty easily. You of course got very small choke from your main into your natural expansion, while the choke outside your natural is actually rather large. So you have to be really sure how to place your cannon place. And there is that one pylon. I assume the Forge is gonna be coming in just now. A drone actually being sent out by a HoGiL to mine out the minerals at the lower left so he can get zerglings. He's going to try to attack with zerglings from the back, so he's going to try to do something very funky. Now also sending out a drone to put down a natural expansion, but there is the probe there that's going to really be in the way from that. We're going to see what it manages to prevent. We're going to see what actually puts down a pylon to totally prevent this expansion, making sure that HoGiL puts it in an off position. I don't think he's actually going to do that. Probe actually in a rather bad position. Opposite side, Violet actually puts down his expansion, his nexus, before cannons, because he knows exactly what's going on, feels rather safe. 6 zerglings are on the way though, but with a long distance to travel, I think he has enough time to plot down a couple cannons. Drone's still mining there. First cannon also up now. Drone's still mining minerals at the lower left, not being spotted at all, so actually Violet has no idea that's going to be coming towards him. He could be completely surprised. Natural expansion finally coming up there by HoGiL. Also has zerglings running. Some zerglings trying to inside the base run to kill the probe, and zerglings running towards the opposite side. There is a gateway there ready as well to block off, help the cannon take shots at the zerglings. Zerglings actually going to run in towards the lower left though, rather than go for the natural pylon, as well as the simulator now going down for Violet, and zerglings are through. Only 3 zerglings though. I think honestly there should have been more zerglings. 3 zerglings inside of the main still, because that probe being kept alive by Violet. 3 zerglings are going to be able to come through, but there's not going to be able to do much. Might actually get shot by the cannon. Cannon's going to get 1 shot off on 2 separate zerglings though, so zerglings are not going to get damaged, but there are going to be 3 zerglings inside. When you see what they managed to do, there's a score going down, so these are 3 zerglings, as long as HoGiL does a good job of keeping them alive, should be able to do a lot of harassment. Still probe being kept alive though. Violet really showing off his micromanagement, and now also being forced to pull his probes to one side. Zergling's going to start attacking the pylon, but there are some probes going to be pulled off the line to try to attack on the opposite side. Natural expansion is now up, also going to start mining for HoGiL. Zergling's still staying inside, doing a pretty good job of making sure they don't get killed, still just trying to prevent as much mining as possible. Natural expansion is though up for Violet, so he's been able to transfer some probes towards that position. Hydra's Den coming up, 2-base Hydra Den. So this actually very interesting to see this. Usually you see so many Scourge Balls now, but he might actually be going for HoGiL against that early Corsair that will be coming out soon enough. First Zergling now also out for Violet, so he's going to be able to... This attack from HoGiL is going to peter out, but there's still that way from the lower left that he's going to be able to sneak Zerglings in if he tries to. Second Zealot now as well. Second Assimilator also go down, so heavy gas build coming in from Violet. HoGiL also putting down his third at the upper right. Some guy there rooting for some team writing lose. A white guy, oh my god. So yeah, Stargate now finally coming up for Violet, and HoGiL does a good job of still keeping his Zergling alive. Not going to be able to do any damage with this, but definitely going to be able to be a good scout. Probably spotting that Stargate, know that's coming up. With more drones now moving up for HoGiL to mine. And the Zergling still trying to be on points, trying to take some more probes out. Just got to be very careful not to get killed, because the longer he keeps it alive, the more he'll be able to keep it alive for a scout, just until Dragoons come out. At that point, he will definitely lose those, but I think... Violet actually might decide to go for something else rather than that. First Hydra, 2 Hydras out against a Zealot at the upper right where a Zealot went in to try to harass, but I think that Zealot's going to be killed pretty quickly due to those Hydras in position. Actually, the Hydras have moved away, and no drones in position. The Zergling's actually going to move to this position and start attacking this Zealot. Zealot not going to be able to accomplish too much, but has done a good job of at least scouting the position, knowing what it is that HoGiL has going on. Violet just moving around with Zealots, getting a full scout, and seeing that the Lair's coming up, and seeing no Spire. So he's definitely going to know that Hydra's going to be coming his way. We're going to see, actually, whether HoGiL tries to go for a full-on Hydra push. Zealot is going to be pushed back. Some drones there fighting back. Some Zerglings also now in position. The opposite side, Hydras are actually at the front door, I believe. I definitely don't think he has enough. He has only 4 Hydras, but they're actually in position and in range to attack just the gateway, because the cannon is not in range. The opposite, the lower... left, there are been pylon alongside cannons being put there to prevent any Zerglings from sneaking in. Actually, this gateway might go down to Hydras, 5 Hydras just attacking that gateway, and Zealots, of course, not gonna attack probably yet. There's only one single Dragoon, and the cannons are not in range. There's only one single Dragoon to support those 2 Zealot. The gateway is indeed gonna go down. Now they're gonna start attacking that Forge, so now a Forge also in danger. HoGiL just doing an overall good job. Also now some Zerglings towards that front. For HoGiL also has now put down his Spire. Should have some Hydras everywhere in position to prevent that first Corsair that's running around trying to harass some overlords. So yeah, HoGiL now has cancelled his attack at the front door. On the opposite side, Violet has gone for the Silver Dune, also adding gateways because he's of course lost the gateway at the front, so he's not going to be able to have any that's interesting, troop production so far. Also now getting a Templar Archives actually, so you might be going for a Bisu build. Going to see whether he goes for Dark Templar, try to get some serious economic damage going. Evolution Chamber is also coming up, so this tells me probably HoGiL's most likely going to stick to Hydras. Oakstro going to get Lurkers along the ground to start to do some attacking. Fans sitting there, some of them trying to cover the faces. Corsair is going to be able to get one Overlord here. Hydra's so close, HoGiL will not really paying attention there. Going to get one Overlord killed that really shouldn't have needed to. Creep Colony going to be put down the natural expansion there of HoGiL. He's going to try to be extra careful to make sure he doesn't get that killed. No, never mind. Actually, a Spore Colony being put down. That's just to prevent those Corsairs from being too annoying, especially from preventing them from grouping up too much. Wow, Hydra's actually going to morph into Lurkers at the lower left. There's not really too much to defend. They're just not going to start attacking just at those pylons. They're going to morph into Lurkers and then just attack them all at the same time. Probably going to be able to manage to take out both those pylons at the same time if that attack is allowed to happen. Zergling's still running around. I'm not even sure if Violet knows this happened. No, he definitely saw that being attacked. One Corsair now going to get shelled by some Spore Colonies. Going to find that it can't really do any sort of damage. More Creep Colonies being put down at the 12 o'clock position. We're going to see whether that's going to be a Spore Colony. Zerglings alongside the Lurkers now attacking the lower left. Both these pylons going to go in, so that's going to be a little bit of side down the toilet for Violet. And now these Zerglings and Hydra's actually in a pretty decent position. There are some cannons in placement everywhere though, so the Zerglings are going to have to block some fire. Also, a Dark Templar there, so the Lurkers are going to have to run away and burrow away from that position because they're going to get spotted, and those can't really do anything against that Dark Templar without an Overlord in position. The Overlord recently being taken out by a Corsair. If he had prevented that one Overlord from being taken out, he might have actually been able to take out that one Dark Templar. But at least now he also knows that Templar are going to be coming out, so he's going to be able to put Overlords at all positions. That one Dark Templar just down near in the middle of the map. At the front, also now attacking some Lurkers that are burrowing down. One Lurker being taken out. Some Scourge flying out, trying to threaten the Corsairs, but they're not in any serious danger. Still just some Lurkers standing around outside. Violet adding 5 third, fourth, and fifth gateways now, so he's also going into full macro just on 2 bases. Again, still producing some Corsairs. I think he has 3 or 4 grouped up together. Still has some Dark Temple artists sending out, but there are Overlords and Sunken Colonies at the 12 o'clock, I believe, at the natural. There are forces there to defend as well. Corsairs actually going to go for these Overlords, and the Dark Temple moving in. We can see what the Dark Temple just managed to sneak by at the side, and now another creep colony being put down. I assume that's for the purposes of a Spore, but oh, Scourge. Good timing on Scourge from HoGiL, moving them in, taking out a couple of Corsairs. The Dark Temple does manage to, take out a couple of drones, but the drones instantly move back into position, now just waiting on an Overlord, and they're finally, now the Dark Temple goes down. I think a Spore colony actually managed to morph in. Now again, a Forge at the front in danger. The Lurker gonna unburrow as it got hit by Storm, and now gonna be chased down by Dragoon, and might actually, no, apparently gonna escape. See some laughter in the background and looking at a Lurker run away from a from a Dragoon right into the path of a Dark Teleport just to lose its life. But yeah, both players playing pretty evenly so far. More hatcheries now being added for HoGiL.